Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you are not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, so today is Sunday, September 25th, and today is the new moon in Libra, of course. So the day adds up and reduced to the number 4 vibration. The number 4 energy is one of structure, it's foundation building, it's an energy that deals with organizing. And, it's a systematic energy. And when it comes to being systematic, to me, systematic could be beneficial because success is a system, not a secret. And when it comes to, say, systems, like it's a matter of us coming to our truth and figuring out what systems work for us and what systems don't work for us. And a lot of the times, most of us, we get up every day and we subscribe to these systems that keep us trapped in a system that was set up to keep us trapped, to keep us stuck. You know what I mean? And when it comes to, say, creating the ideal life or experiences that we want, we have to step out of that system. And stepping out of that system is so terrifying because we've been conditioned to mimic what it is that we've seen, do what it is that we've seen done. And it's like it's unnecessary to reinvent the wheel when it comes to certain things. But if you want to have an experience that you've never seen anyone around you do, then that requires you doing things that's going to be a little bit different. So that also means that you can't look for anyone else to validate you, especially if you're making a living in ways that's untraditional, especially if all they know is ways that are traditional. So today is the 25th. I'm not going to go too much on the astrological placements because with the new moon video, you probably already seen that. So today being the number 25th, the number 2 is nurturing, the number 5, it's change. Change is inevitable, but this energy adds up and reduces to the number 7 vibration. And the number 7 is a rebel. It's a rebel because it is a truth seeker and it knows that the truth can only come from within itself. With the day being a new moon and Libra day, this is a new beginning when it comes to relationships, connections, and things like that. But new beginnings when it comes to relationships and connections, or wherever this new moon energy is in your life, like on Patreon, I remember going over like basically how this energy affects like each zodiac sign. For different people, you're going to be having new beginnings in different areas of your life. Basically different areas of your life, but because like Mercury is retrograde at the time of this new moon, I feel like this is like a false start to a certain extent. It's like, say for example, someone starts something new that's completely new. I feel like it's a false start in the sense that yes, this is a new beginning, but I feel like some things might be overlooked. And it's like say for example, like you bought a house and basically upon signing, they said these were the agreements, but it's like, you come to find out that something was left out, something was missing, something needs to be incorporated. Or it's like the situation where it's like a person starts a new relationship and then you come to find out that there's certain things that the other person or someone didn't tell you all the details when it comes to this relationship that you're starting. So yes, you are in a relationship, but now like basically all the details, like it's like all of the fine print when it comes to whatever this thing is or whatever wasn't fully privy to you. Like, something to a certain extent feels a little bit held back when it comes to that. And then with the number 4 energy of the day, a way how to utilize the number 4 energy is, like I said, basically consistency. And, for a lot of us, we would be consistent if we knew what to be consistent about. Like a lot of us feel like, I like, especially say with me, I have the number 4 energy as far as my approach, or, AKA the attitude number. And for me, like for the longest, when I had nothing to be consistent about, like I felt like a fish out of water. I felt like something was missing major. Like these videos are something that anchor me. There's something to be consistent about. And we all have this energy within us. Some of us are consistent about things that are unhealthy, things that like are destructive. You know what I mean? When it comes to, say, the number 4 energy, the best way to utilize this energy is to be clear about like the systems and what it is that you're building, what it is that you're working to, because what it is that you're working for, what it is that you're working towards. Because the number 4 energy is one that deals with stability, security. You know what I mean? It's building that foundation up. I feel like naturally, though, the number 4 energy is one that builds out of fear of lack and not having. So this is where we can build, but never take the chance to enjoy any of what it is that we build. So I feel like when it comes to this new moon in Libra, this new energy, this is an energy where it's like, balance, I think, is what should be considered. And Libra energy does talk about balance. So it's like, as you're building, make sure that you're making time to have fun. It's like when I learned how to balance, say, like, my finances, in the sense that instead of like having all your money, like say, saved up in one place or whatever, like I learned the importance of having multiple accounts where it's like you have your money divided up into different places for different things. So it's like every month, or however, whenever your income comes in, you're able to save in percentage towards different things. So this way you can see how much money you have for splurging, for fun, how much money you have for education, what you have for taxes, if you got to pay taxes, or whatever it is your situation is. But just from organization, you can see what it is that you have and enjoy yourself better. Where say if somebody have all their money saved up in one account and they decide that they want to buy a bag for $1,000. It's like the thought of buying that bag for $1,000, even though they can afford it, seems just like irresponsible. Where the number 4 energy is one that's very frugal. It doesn't like to spend on anything that's like not gonna make it more money. And for me, that's how I was for years. Like when I finally bought myself a tablet, and the tablet is so outdated now. And when I bought it in an auto box case. So it's like I've never experienced touching the tablet with my hand because I wanted to make sure it was protected. But when I bought the tablet because I saw how I could use it to make money. Where if there is no way for me to like, profit off my investment, then I'm going to like sit there and like debate, like, do I really need this? Is this necessary? Is this irresponsible? But like, say if a family member or a loved one, like it's their birthday or something like that, I'm gonna go all out, but then I would be so cheap with myself. But to me, like, I've learned the importance of, say, like, organizing, and the number 4 deals with organize, like Libra energy deals with balance. So once I'm able to organize, I'm able to see, okay, this is what I have to splurge this month. And then when I'll still not splurge or still not treat myself, then I was able to see that, oh, there's a problem. I have a problem. Or I had a problem. I never speak about yourself negatively. Like, so I saw that, okay, there was a problem. And for me, unconsciously, there was something with the first chakra, in the sense that the fear of ever, like, security, always wanting to depend and bet on myself, and the importance of feeling safe, knowing that I could bet and depend on myself, even if that meant hoarding and depriving myself of things. So to me, I feel like this message is for someone, in the sense that like you are able to live your best life where you are in your life right now. And sometimes it comes down to, say, organizing things. Organize your life so you can see exactly what's happening, and organize your life so you can make time for fun. Because say, for example, you have a job, and at the end of your paycheck every month, you only have, say, like $20 left over or $5 left over. That's still enough to like basically divide up, and that's still money to manage. You know what I mean? That's still money to manage, even if 50 cents is going over here and $2 is going over here, that's still money to manage, and it adds up over time. And just picking up that kind of attitude and that kind of habit, it shows the universe that like you're meant to have more because you're operating like someone who should have more. So the message for you today is the importance of organizing your life. And the card that comes up for you in the reversal position, or come up for the day in the reversal position, is the Two of Wands. And in the upright position, this is the card. As you can see, the person is looking at their globe. To me, I think of the Ace of Wands, where it's like the Ace of Wands energy is fire, it's motivation, it's taking action. So number one is like having idea and ready to act. This number two is like, okay, where do I go? It's like making a decision on how you will act on something, figuring out the direction. But in the reversal position, this is like lack of direction, not knowing where to go or what to do next. To me, I think of like the Two of Swords, which I think that was the card we had for Thursday the 22nd. So with this energy in the reversal position, I'm getting like people feeling stagnant, people feeling stuck. It's like, I don't know what to build. I don't know what to build on. I don't know what direction to point, and I don't know where to go. And I'm going to say what I keep saying, and it's probably going to get annoying, but it's like, you know where to go, you know what to do. You're just afraid to do what needs to be done. There's not enough validation in your life when it comes to doing what needs to be done. And trust me, I know, because I struggled with this for the longest. Like, getting here and even like being on YouTube talking about what I'm talking to you guys about for the longest, like I kept talking myself out of this because, coming from a religious background, and then on here with the tarot cards, like, how many decks of tarot cards I owned and threw in the garbage before like I finally bossed up and like realized that there was nothing to fear. It's like I would have a deck and something simple would happen in my life, and I would think that, oh, God is punishing me because I got this thing in the house type of vibe. You know what I mean? It's like things like that. Like basically I would say to myself, so it's like coming on here, like I would be afraid that it's like, okay, I've been in the beauty industry for years, and what will my clients think if they see me here? Will they think that like I'm like into negative things, and would they think that I've done something to them, or I could be like, or would people think that I'm some kind of devil worshiper or things like that? It's like all these negative thoughts stop me from making the decision that I knew I needed to do, from taking the path that I knew I needed to take. Like there was no validation in my life because with certain family members that I look up to, I knew that there was shame when it comes to them with me taking this path, because it's like, I didn't want to be associated with Miss Cleo, come get your reading type of vibe. Like to me, that felt like the biggest like this, to the point where I remember wanting to go to college to become a psychologist just so I could do numerology, because I felt like I could be a psychologist where I'm seeing patients, but I'm using the numerology to tap into their internal programming and see things, and the astrology to see things, their inner programming and what's reflecting their inner world, and get to the bottom and have transformations that would normally take years in therapy within a month. You know what I mean? That was my grand plan or whatever. And even though like I know now that I prefer coaching than like being a therapist, because I like the freedom of coaching, and then at the same time I don't want to dive so deep into certain things that like licensed therapists and people like that work with, you know what I mean? But even with that, like I wanted the degree just to say like, like I'm just to be acceptable by society to a certain extent, because I felt like I needed that validation. And I remember when I was getting ready to go back to school again, and this time I wanted to go back to school to be like a dietitian, because I love nutrition, but I wanted to get my doctorates. And it wasn't because, oh, I'm so into this. It was a matter of like, you know, basically like people will be able to listen to me, people will be able to hear me because of this. So to me, it's like a lot of us want to pursue paths that we don't feel like will be respectable. We don't feel like the people in our lives will, like, you know, respect us for it, and or cause of it. And for me, what helped me to be here was for me to get to the point where I respect me and I respect what it is that I do, where I'm proud and confident of what it is that I do. Whenever I come across people and they'll mention astrology and they'll be like, I don't believe in it, I'll say it's not something to believe in. It's a language, and it's either you understand it or you don't. But it's like, I don't go into it with them. I don't try to convince them, where before I would try to convince people. I would literally try to like put it down their throat, where now it's like they believe what they believe, I believe what I believe, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need for them to believe what I believe so I could be okay with what it is that I believe. So when it comes to that card in the reversal position, that's something to ask yourself. Like, do you need for other people to subscribe to what it is that you subscribe to so you could feel okay with subscribing to whatever it is that you subscribe to? And if you find yourself having a hard time being around people, and in the beginning, it's like that. Like in the beginning, before we build up that level of confidence within ourselves, sometimes you gotta avoid and be around a certain group or community of people who subscribe to the reality that you do until you're able to build up that kind of confidence. Then you could be around just about anybody, because you know, you believe what you believe, and it's not even believe, you know what you know based on your own experience with what it is that you know, and you're not just regurgitating what you've heard. It's like, say for me, people, religious people who talked about God but has never experienced God, or have never experienced Christ-like consciousness or Christ-like energy. And when I speak to them, it's like they'll say like, I don't understand why you don't come to church, because we're seeing things the same way. And it's like, no, but we don't, to a certain extent. But at the same time, I'm confident because I know that God speaks to me. I have a relationship with God, but at the same time, I don't want to put myself in a box. But to me, it's a confidence to come to the point where it's like, I know what I know, you know what you know, and I also know there's a lot that I don't know, and I know I don't know a lot. You know what I mean? There's a lot that I don't know, and I don't even know that I don't know a lot that I don't know, and I'm okay with that. But I feel like the overall message that's coming out with the Two of Wands in the reversal position, it's like, you do know what it is that you need to do. You're just afraid to do what you need to do. And that comes down to, like, you know, being acceptable, because with the new moon in Libra and Libra energy, you know, dealing with Venus, and Venus is of value, and then Libra dealing with relating to things and relate to things of value, we've been conditioned to see what value is and what value isn't. You know, because for me, a fact is a collective agreement. Enough people with authority come together and say, this is what it is. And then we subscribe to that reality. It's marketed to us, it's branded to us. And then we have emotions based on the stories told to us. And then it becomes facts within us. So it's like most of us, you know, we're conditioned to want to subscribe to those things, you know, that we've been sold that, you know, this is what this is and that's what that is. But at the end of the day, it's for you to define life for yourself, experiences for yourself, you know, and that's what it comes down to, like your definition of it, how you're perceiving it, how you see yourself in the world. And from how you're seeing yourself in the world will determine the experiences that you're having in the world. But it starts with you. You guys, it's such a pleasure as usual. If you'd like to book a private tarot card reading with me, or get your natal chart read, or learn what's happening on Patreon, those links are in the description box below. If you're still here with me, I would love to hear about it. Please let me know by dropping me a green heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.